She was inadvertently drawn to a thin, small figure kneeling by the roadside begging, only because the girl looked exactly like her daughter who had gone missing 20 years ago. She immediately got out of the car and walked up to the girl. When she realized the girl was raising money to treat her seriously ill mother, her heart tightened, and she couldn't help asking where the girl's mother was. The little girl replied that her mother was sick, so she had to come out to earn money. Seeing the girl's pitiful state, compassion welled up in her. "How much money do you need to save your mother?" she asked. But no one expected the girl to ask for 300,000 yuan right away. The amount shocked the housekeeper beside her, who bluntly said the girl was crazy about money. The housekeeper immediately tried to dissuade the CEO, saying, "9 out of 10 beggars like this on the street are scammers. You mustn't be fooled." The girl insisted she wasn't a scammer, saying, "As long as I can save my mom, I'll work like an ox or a horse for you my whole life to repay you." Looking into the girl's eyes, so similar to her daughter's, she softened. She saw the girl as an emotional anchor and made a deal with her. If the girl was willing to go home with her, the 300,000 yuan would be used as her mother's medical fees in a month. And so, the girl was taken back to the magnificent mansion. She was indeed very sensible. When she saw the CEO asleep on the sofa from exhaustion, the girl would quietly bring a basin of hot water to wash away her tiredness from the day. This sight filled the CEO with immense comfort, as if her daughter had really come back to her side. However, this peace was soon broken. That night, while tidying the girl's bed, the housekeeper found an exquisitely crafted jade pendant under the pillow, a piece the CEO knew all too well. The housekeeper flew into a rage instantly. She took the pendant, rushed to the dining room, grabbed the girl's arm, and yelled at her furiously. The CEO hurried forward to stop her, but the housekeeper held up the pendant and accused the girl of being a thief, daring to steal the CEO's most precious item. The CEO's heart sank. She demanded an explanation from the girl, who cried and said, "I didn't steal this pendant. It was left to me by my mom." To find out the truth, the CEO immediately asked the maid to check her bedroom. Before long, the maid returned, and the news she brought made the CEO collapse completely. The jade pendant, her only memento of her daughter, was indeed gone. All her pity and hope turned to anger and disappointment in an instant. The CEO felt her kindness had been cruelly trampled on by this ungrateful wretch. She pulled 100,000 yuan out of her bag and told the girl to get out of her house at once. That night, the helpless little girl was ruthlessly pushed out the door by the housekeeper. The next day, while the CEO was still drowning in the pain of being deceived, the maid came running in a panic, clutching something tightly in her hand. It turned out that while cleaning, she had found the missing jade pendant under the CEO's bed. But when the CEO placed the two pendants together, she froze. They were a perfect matching pair, as if made by heaven. Just then, her assistant called, and a shocking truth came to light. The little girl was actually her biological granddaughter, and the girl's mother was her own daughter, whom she had been searching for 20 years. After the daughter was abducted by human traffickers back then, she had an accident that left her with intellectual disabilities and no memories. All these years, the mother and daughter had relied on each other, making a living by picking up garbage. But just a few days ago, the daughter was in a car accident and was now on the brink of death, in urgent need of 300,000 yuan for surgery. The CEO finally understood everything. She had actually kicked out the family she had been searching for so desperately with her own hands. She rushed to the hospital in a state of panic, but the scene before her shattered her heart completely. Because they couldn't pay the medical bills, the doctors were about to kick her daughter and granddaughter out of the ward. The little girl clung tightly to the hospital bed, refusing to let go, and cried, begging the doctors not to drive her mother away. In the chaos, a doctor pushed her hard. The girl's head hit the corner of a table with a thud, and blood gushed out instantly.